Hello, YouTube. I'm Sonic Joy Division Swans or Radio Feedback Demon Monster. The Transistor Radio Signal. And this is my favorite album called Soundtracks of the Blind by Swans. It was their final studio album. They released it in 96 or 97 around there. And it's one of their more varied efforts. A lot of their ambient electronic kind of experimentation with tape loops and just sound colliding into each other. The songs kind of melting, just becoming like one big just blob, of just sound. It's one of the most beautiful things. It's kind of like listening to Dark Side of the Moon complete in its entirety. It gives me that kind of feeling, but different, almost better actually. So, laugh if you want, but
still going?
Yeah. Anyway, shut up.
No, I was thinking like I just run in the fire extinguisher and go spray over.
Anyway, okay. It's a very varied album. My friend just deflated it. It's a very varied album. It has a lot of different styles. Inflated again. But it Chris deflated his bed. It was an accident. Okay, so anyway, there's about 120 minutes of very interesting, intricate music, songs that actually kind of like are complete tension, sound just building and building, and then it's just pretty crazy. With like some songs like that, and then some songs are just tape loops. I'm talking to the internet. I'm talking to YouTube, and then
we have a thing that can
yeah, we have the pump as well.
You don't have to blow it up.
Yeah, dude, that's gonna take forever.
Yeah, plug it up.
But
plug it in here.
It's a very interesting piece of work. It's very unique from many of the records, although a lot of the records are very different from every other one. And it's just a very interesting piece of music. One of the most interesting albums I've ever heard. This is Animus, which is the last song on the copper disc, which is the first disc, and Banana! But I'm pretentious. I'm very serious on it.
Where's your
That's... I'll be right back.
talk to you too.
Go fuck yourself.
Okay. Okay. Hello, YouTube.
I said a cuss word.
What?
I said a cuss word.
Oh well. Anyway. Yeah, I can. But anyway, the Swans were a very varied band that started in '82 in New York, considered one of Sonic Youth's contemporaries, kind of following in the footsteps of No Wave and industrial in the sense of Throbbing Gristle, Cabaret Voltaire, I can't do that one. Einsteinsleben, you know, bands like that, and then early Pink Floyd, you know, and such. And they were first described quite lovingly by the Melody Maker as audio pornography, if I remember right. And they made many, many crazy live shows. I mean, they became an infamous band for their live shows because they would play so loud that uh, people would actually puke, and then they would, yeah. So originally they were pretty much just very loud, angry band, and they made a lot of interesting records such as Bill Cop, Young God, Greed, Holy Money, and that's where they did a lot of their more what you could say industrial and a lot of their noise stuff. But then they got Jarobi about Greed, Holy Money, and they added keyboards and piano. They did more interesting sonic experimentations. Yeah, try this. And then they came out with Children of God, which I'll also review. And that's a really cool one. That was the first one I got. That one was a record where they still had quite a lot of the brutality of their earlier stuff, but a lot of the most beautiful songs of their career was on that record, and it had a very interesting theme of an, in, an interesting theme about is that all the way up or oh man, you don't have to watch this one. This is really just for Soundtracks of the Blind. Soundtracks of the Blind has 120 minutes music, very much of their ambient stuff that they wanted to get more into the texture of their sound, which they sort of started with the Great Annihilator, but that was more in a rock context. If I guess you could say rock ever, the Swans, but it was their final album, very interesting record. Michael Girard, he was the lead singer, he was the acoustic guitar player, and some of the electric guitars, some of the sampling that you know, programming, mixing, pretty much the mastermind who wrote all the lyrics, all the song compositions, you know. Went on to form Angels of Light and releasing some of his Swan stuff on Young God Records, which is a really cool record with the Khan family, the Body Haters, Darvinia Bainhart, and Angels of Light, which is Michael Gerard's new band, which is really cool in the vein of kind of crazy acoustic folk, but very similar to the misery, drudgery, and terrifying beauty that was more mellow later Swans. And Jarobi did much of the sampling and keyboard work and some of the vocals. She went on to do a bunch of solo stuff and stuff with Neurosis, you know. But this record, it just really does it for me. I mean, it's a beautiful record, and listening to it just puts you in this mood that I barely had any other records do for me. Really, it's just a great record, you know. I mean, I'll shut up now. You can listen to some of the songs. Again, this is Animus, which, if I'm right, in the Jungian theory means the male within the soul. And Animus, whatever.